let's go ahead and start getting this ready to cut. As you can see, because I copied it offline, it has that white background behind it. I don't know if you can see the your letters in that white background. So what I do is I like to remove the image from that background. I don't like to have the background at all. So I went to my butterfly, which is my trace panel. We're going to select trace area and select our motorcycle. We want to make sure it's all the way in the square. That actually looks really good. You don't really need to mess with the threshold at all, but I usually do it just a tad because I don't like jagged lines. I like for all of my lines to be nice and smooth, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but it was a little jagged here. I don't like for, you know, the spaces that are supposed to be white, that are supposed to be cut, to close in much. So I'm actually going to move my threshold down some to open up some of those lines more so that I can make sure that it is defining my picture very well. So there we go. I don't want to do it too much. 50, 49%, usually a really good number around there. So now I'm going to go down and trace and detach. Once it has detached, you see that square that was here, it disappeared. So I'm going to hit back here where that background was. There's a large square, as you can see, around my bicycle, or excuse me, my motorcycle. I'm just going to hit backspace because that's all the background. Now before I even touch this, because of the way this picture is made, it's quite possible that the bike is in pieces. So I'm going to show you what I mean. There, that's in pieces. Let's go back and undo. Undo will be your best friend. It is my best friend. I love undo. So what I'm going to do is right click. Once I right click, it's going to give me select all. Once you get the select all option, you're going to right click once again and hit group. If when you did the right click the first time you did not get select all, you probably still had this square around the bicycle. So if you still have the square around the bicycle, click outside of it, hit right click, select all, right click again and group. So now my bicycle, or excuse me, my motorcycle is one image. I do see that, you know, there's still some white in here, but it's cool because once we cut this, that's what we're weeding out anyway, and the silhouette program is going to cut all that out for us. So now we're going to go and select the trace area yet once again, and we're just going to trace. When you hit trace, make sure it gets all of the details. It's all in the nook and crannies. If you hit trace outer edge, of course, it's just going to give you the outline of the bike. And trace and detach is for when your image is attached to something in the background, so we can remove it from the background. So let's pull this out. This is our trace, and it looks really good. Really, really good. It got all the nooks and crannies, all the details, all that good stuff. You definitely want to save this black image because, like I said, when weeding, which means taking out all of the vinyl pieces that you don't need, you're going to want to look at this and only remove where those open spots are. They're not white anymore. They will be if you put them over here, but you want to take out where all the open spots are. Weeding, very meticulous. I have messed up a weeding project by removing just one small piece that was not supposed to be removed, and having to start all over is not fun. So it's really hard to try to save something once you've weeded or ripped your vinyl because you moved something that was not supposed to be moved. So you always want to make sure that you keep your original picture and that you're looking at it when weeding so that you do not weed something incorrectly. Once you've gotten to this this part here, I don't have my silhouette currently connected to the computer, but you would go to send. Mine is going to say unavailable because I'm not at my desk right now. This is where you choose what you're cutting. So as you can see, we cut a variety of stuff from cardstock to chipboard, regular copy paper, canvas, fabric. You can cut fabric. It takes a different blade for that. I have the blade, haven't cut fabric yet. It cuts leather, it cuts acrylic, it cuts everything. But here we are. This one is going on a t-shirt, so we're going to need heat transfer. And like I said, heat transfer comes in a variety of different styles. There's flocked, glitter, glow in the dark, iridescent, metallic, printable dark, printable light. Like I said, if it's on a white shirt, printable light. If it's going on anything other than a white shirt, I usually go printable dark, honestly. Reflective, smooth. Image transfer paper I have not used yet. The other thing that you could cut this on, say you were going to put it on a canvas and you didn't want to use heat, would be vinyl. Vinyl again comes in a variety. You can get chalkboard, frosted, glossy, glitter, glow in the dark, matte, metallic, printable vinyl again, reflective. Silhouette Oracle 651. Again, remember that 651 is going to be the permanent vinyl that most people use for outdoor projects and things like that. The 631 is the removable vinyl if you're doing something on the wall. So you could just use like glossy or matte depending on which one you used. Whiteboard, vinyl, wood. Not really sure what that is yet. Haven't used it, but you know. Window cling. As we know, that's removable. It's kind of like removable vinyl as well. So at this point, you would choose what you're going to, which material you're going to use. And like I said, my cousin was asking, she wanted to put this on a t-shirt for her son. So we're going to say she's going to use smooth heat transfer. So you would choose that and she's calling me back. Look at that. Hey.
Okay, my phone died, and I don't know what's wrong with my software. My software running slow. It won't let me detach it. I think I got it where I know what to do, and then I was about to, send it to print and all that good stuff. But I don't know why, but this kept me on formatted. That's one thing everybody talk about.
She's not letting me get a word in. See, now with the 4, I'm not really familiar, like I said, and that's why. When I was there the other night, we were adjusting the force on it. So if you see that it's not cutting through your material like it did the other night, I would just say play with the force. I'll look up and see what I find about that blade. And that's one thing I love about my 2. That's why I really didn't want to change, because I want to save the ones up from the 2. They give you that automatic blade setting, and I'd rather be able to set my own blade. So I love my 2. I want to say I asked that question once before, and everybody was like, well, the software is not really, because it's online, it's usually your processing system. So if you got a lot of windows open or whatever, you might want to shut down some of the stuff you got going on the computer. And some of the time,
it gotta be what I download, Candy. It's on both computers back in crazy.
It's the motorcycle that we were talking about?
Yeah, I'm still trying to download that.
But I got it, and I'm actually in the middle of the video finishing it up. So I don't think it's the motorcycle.
Oh, no, I'm saying it's like the silhouette version. I might need to update to the 64 window one.
Okay, sorry about that. So back to what we were doing. So we were choosing
I don't want this to file.
The setting for the motorcycle. She's going to actually put this one on a t-shirt, so we were going to go with heat transfer smooth. As you can see, I have the silhouette 2, which you heard her speaking about. The silhouette 4 I took her off speaker and I can still hear. The silhouette 4 automatically sets your blade for you. On the silhouette 2, I have to set my blade to the numbers 1 through 10. So this one's already set on 2 here. The force, which you heard me talking to her about too, is here. You can play with that, and that just helps make sure that your material is cut. I really don't mess with my speed much at all. I usually leave the speed like it is. Passes is how many times you want your blade to cut the entire image. I don't like to do more than one pass unless I'm doing glitter heat transfer. Glitter heat transfer is, oh my gosh, the biggest headache. You're gonna have to cut it twice. Anything else, I usually just up my force and cut it once. And I do that because cutting a whole project twice just makes it take so much longer. And you know, when we're doing this, we're ready, especially if you're me, to get it done as soon as possible, especially if you have other orders that you're trying to get to. So I usually just up my force a little and do it once. When you're connected to your silhouette, you'll see available here instead of unavailable, and you'll just hit send. Excuse me, before send, let's back up some. You're going to want to attach your material to your mat. This is a picture of what your mat looks like. This is a 12 by 12 mat here, and I would say attach your vinyl as close to the edge as possible, because this is where it's going to cut. It's going to cut identically to where it's showing here. So once you attach your vinyl to this mat, do it as close as you can as possible to how this looks. So then you're going to load it into your silhouette and press send. Like I said, I'm not connected to my silhouette right now, so I'm not going to do that part of it. But that is tracing and cutting an image that you have found online. Once you've cut the image, and nobody ever told me this my first go around, so I definitely want to make sure that I tell you, when you get this image off the silhouette and you peel your vinyl off, cut the image out. Cut straight across right below your motorcycle. Save as much vinyl as possible, because there's going to come a time where you're going to need that scrap piece of vinyl. So cut a straight line across up under your motorcycle or whatever your image is, and when you start weeding, start from this corner so that it weeds the whole outline of your image. That makes it a little bit easier when you start getting into the intricate parts of the weeding as well. Once you've done that, remember, go back to your design page so that you can look at this image and you know exactly what it is you need to pull out, so that you're not pulling out anything that you're not supposed to and have to start this process all over again. I hope that this video was helpful, as well as my cousin. So thanks for watching.